Welcome everyone. How's it going? Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. Whether you're watching live, I see Luis, Dan, Create Your Worth. How's it going? Jupiter, Paco, how's it going? Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. Or you're watching on the replay, let me know by putting hashtag replay in the chat. Oh, yes, what a day, right? What a day. So let's talk about this. And let me just make sure clear. Awesome. David, how's it going? Paco says clear. Awesome. Appreciate it, Paco. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's staying safe. I know there's a couple of tweets last night about people in lockdowns and stuff like that. Sucks to hear that. Hopefully we can get past all of this sort of stuff soon enough. So stay safe. Wow, what a day. Okay, so we're up 4% on the day. In all honesty, I made the thumbnail. How's it going, everyone? Ollie, Paco, Rajat, Tyler, how's it going? Thanks to our mods. Matthew, let me know where you guys are tuning in from as well. I love doing this, but I usually forget. Vern says hello from my UK hospital bed. Oh, Vern, I hope you're hope you're okay. I hope you're hopefully visiting someone or something. But best of health to you, man. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Tyler, how's it going? So we'll talk about volume in a second. We'll talk about the move. Yes, Tyler. Yep, I got it. I know. Don't worry. Ottawa, Ontario, Pittsburgh, Sweden, Saskatchewan. Alex Johns, world famous Watts, California, stationed in Cali, puking face. Tyler, that's legit. I'd rather be in Cali than Vancouver. Maybe not the tax, but I mean we get screwed on tax here too. Dubai, South Africa, Maryland, Barcelona. Wow, we got some wide variety this morning. Montreal, usually Vancouver. Too many fails. How's it going? NYC says Joe. Toronto, Australia, Montreal, Los Angeles, New Zealand. Nice, I love it. By the way, I gotta say, much love, much appreciation to everyone sharing, retweeting, posting links from the channel on Twitter. I see so many awesome people. They don't end up tagging me. I just run into people just sharing links all the time. I appreciate it. That's how this channel grows. Without you, none of this is possible. Abu Dhabi. Tyler's from Missouri. Hillbilly, Missouri, that is. Okay, so high of day today is, let's get into this. High of day is 710.86. Volume on the day is 13.73 million shares. I like it. I like the volume. Pretty decent, right? 3.5 hours in so far into the trading day we are. We're finishing up lunch here. So you can see if you look at my Webull, by the way, get your 2 free stocks with Webull. Link I will toss into the chat here. But remember, we expected lower volume during lunch hour. So during lunch hour, you can see that we had kind of a consolidation, which is super healthy. Because around lunchtime, the Wall Street toots get their Subway lunches, Subway footlongs. We know that. Chew_Poppy, thank you for the super chat 199. Do you think we could see a pullback tomorrow? I mean, hold on one sec. Let me just make sure. There we go.
Could we see a little pullback tomorrow?
Yeah. So what's likely? Oh, whoops! I don't know what happened there. What's likely is, in my opinion, thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate that. Hit that like button, he says. Get you 2 free stocks with Webull. I mean, okay. Historically speaking, and when I say historically, I mean the last, 2.5 months, 3 months, you'd be hard pressed to find on days when we rally. I mean, we had one last month, so you never know. If I go back to July 29th and July 30th, ran 2 days up in a row, 3 days up in a row, if you count the weekend, right? But more often than not, Tesla premium gets baked in pretty high on these type of days. So
hit the like button, heart.
Thanks again, guys, for the super chats. So, welcome, man. How's it going? So here's the levels I'm watching is probably the best way I think I can answer that question. Do I think it's likely we see a pullback? Probably, because it's the Tesla of new, right? But the level I'm really watching, I'd say, is 730. If you guys read my tweet last night, I was looking at the 700 break, which it looks like we gotten, and hopefully we close above. And then the next level, and we might need to build here a little bit for us to rally up the troops in terms of exhausting the sellers and having enough buy side come in. But the 730 break, right? The 730 break, the 729.90 that you see on my Webull here, which was the high of day on August 13th. That was our high since April, almost, right? Mid-April. April, whatever, 26th or whatever this is. So That's the break that I'm looking for moving forward for the next move up. I'm eyeing post a 7:30 break. I'm looking at the high of April 14th of 780 to be the next level to look at on the upside. That's not to say it's an instant break of 730 and we shoot up $50. I mean, ideally that is. But I think Wall Street is just trying to figure out what AI Day is about. And potentially what we've seen here today is Model Ys are being delivered now in Europe. Huge news there. Welcome, M. Kelsey. Huge news there. Model Ys are finally being delivered in Europe. Number two, Bitcoin is rallying hard, right? I don't care who you are and what you say, but Bitcoin is rallying. Cryptos are rallying. Bitcoin's at just under 50K at this, at this recording. So Bitcoin is rallying. So that, it's funny because we always talk about the downside risk. Oh, Bitcoin's crashing, impairment loss, all this sort of stuff. But when Bitcoin's rallying hard, no one wants to talk about it and whether or not it has something to do with it. Because if you look at stocks like Square is also up 3.25%. So there might be inflation disconcerns there now at this point, but also I think Bitcoin has something to do with this, even if it's a little bit. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. But okay, be careful though, because what I was going to say was, and I see Paco commented this saying market makers playing us question mark. Listen, Mondays are notoriously um are notoriously tricky, right? Because Mondays often market makers will rally up a stock, and today the volume's pretty decent. So I have a harder time believing this theory, but I'll throw it out there. Monday, let's say they'll rally Tesla up 3%. They'll have us retail chase calls for this week, chase calls for next week, even who knows. But chase calls on really high inbuilt premium. So if we look at the option side and we pull up the options chain for this week, we can see an at the money call, a 710 call is going for about $11. An at the money put is going for about the same. It's a little bit off because we're at 709 right now. So, but that being said, looks like puts are priced in a little bit higher at 12-ish bucks. So premium is decent. If you look at one standard deviation away for this week, remember, why do we look at one standard deviation? We look at one standard deviation because it gives us some sort of tail end risk on either the call or put side, so we can see, okay, which side is it more heavier out the money, right? So if we look at delta and we pull up delta around 16, doesn't look like there exists one, but let's look at 17. 17 delta for this week. So 5 days is $1.15. 17 delta on the put side is there is no 17. It's 16 delta, but 16 delta is $2.40. So $2.40 contrasted with what we've seen on the call side, $1.12. Premium is kind of low on the call side out the money, right? Or relatively speaking, of course. So it's tough. It's tough. But the 730 break is what I'm looking for, technically speaking, because at that level, I think we will. And, when we do pass this, I think it'll be kind of a magnet, hopefully up to the 780 level. But, as we say a lot on this channel, we think one thing, the exact opposite thing often happens, right? So, but what we can do is we can have a plan. Everyone can have a plan until they get punched in the face. That's all we can do here. So, um, let's see here. Lewis says, I think we're due for a massive rally. Yeah, Monday rallies are always a little bit more suspicious. Griffin says, I just got hired. Can we keep it under 700s until I get some buy-ins? Hey, congrats, man. If you want to share what, I know you were applying at a bunch of places. If you want to let us know where you ended up taking the offer, let us know. We're curious. When do you expect all-time highs? Well, all-time highs are 900. I'd be, it'd kind of be stupid for me to talk about all-time highs right now. I think 730s to 780s is the next level, and then 780s past, then we can have the conversation. Really, 800 past, right? Because 800 is psychological. We can have a conversation of all-time highs again. Macro speaking, probably in less than a year again, we should probably test those. I think inflation worries are a little bit overdone. I'm not team hyperinflation. Are there inflation risks? Sure, but I think the Fed will be a little bit more dovish than people are thinking. It's my guess, at least. Alex says Siraj's predictions are kind of based on the media changing its sentiment. That's happening right now. Yeah, Alex says I've seen a lot of positive news on Tesla and CNBS and other media companies. You know what's funny someone wrote this on our Discord. I'm not sure if that was you, Alex, or if you're even in our Discord. By the way, if you want to get access to our private community on Discord, Patreon link, I'll throw in the chat if you want to support the channel / get access to our Discord, which is awesome. I gotta say, the community that we have on Discord is unlike any other. And this is not some big money making scheme, right? Off Patreon. You can subscribe to whatever you want. It's as low as $5. So it's not like a big thing. But it filters out a lot of the noise that we get. Alex says, I'm a member, I haven't posted anything. Oh, Alex, you got to join Discord. Just connect your Patreon account to Discord and then just browse around. It's kind of like a adult MSN messenger with chat rooms. But yes, someone was saying on Discord, and Alex, you're saying as well, like a lot of positive news coming out of CNBC. I just wonder, I'm not sure what you guys think. I just wonder, do you think at this point, people just think it's inevitable that Tesla's going to win the race and they're kind of turning? Or do you think it's just the fact that this just it was a decent week with expectations being pretty low on Tesla, right? AI Day, whether you like it or not, Elon kept the expectations pretty decent. He didn't try to hype it up for investors. If anything, he hyped it up for engineers and other people to come to be recruited into the company. But yeah, I think expectations were met. How much of the move do I think is today about today is about AI Day? Maybe a little bit. But I'm seeing some tweets of people saying the move today is almost entirely attributable to AI Day. Not sure if I agree with that. Not sure if I agree with that. Road says, what does one standard deviation equate to in price percentage movement? So the way to look at one standard deviation, and to be honest, the way to look at any of the options chain when you're analyzing this is, and this is the way I look at it at least, is to come to the delta section and consider translating delta to percentage that this strike lands in the money at expiration. So the 720 strike calls, right, have a 40 delta right now, a 40.35 delta. So there's markets are pricing in a 40.35% chance that come this Friday, this strike lands in the money. Now, if you look at that and you go, okay, I consider the 720s to have a 60% delta personally, or a 60% chance to land in the money, then you have some sort of edge there or risk reward that you could potentially arbitrage, right? That's the way to look at it. So when we come into 16 delta, 16 is one standard deviation. One standard deviation is a statistical phenomenon. I'm not sure if you want to call it like normal distribution, right? One standard deviation is within the realm of possibility 88% of the time, or 84% of the time, I think it is. Actually, I have to look at the exact number. That majority of the time, basically, the stock lands inside of those ranges. So one standard deviation move is like an outside of the normal expected move. And actually, I can throw in a pretty nice, just Google Tasty Trade options, option standard deviation. Tasty Trade is awesome. Look at them for all options education stuff. I love them. So let me just check out Twitter here for a second. Let's see what's going on. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Okay, New York City orders 150,000 teachers and school staff to either get vaccinated or find a new job. Okay. Baba, what else is happening here? New Jersey mandates vaccines for schools. Okay, let's try to find something. What's this? Whole Mars has posted this video. This is Blue Chip's hands-free blue Cruise system asks you for hands on the wheel if highway curves.
Our new Blue Cruise feature launching on the Mach-E, and this is a feature that allows you to drive with your hands off of the steering wheel in limited access divided highways like this one. As long as you're in a blue zone, you can comfortably drive hands-free as we are right now. Okay. So the vehicle has a number of radars that are around the periphery of the vehicle that monitor the objects around it, and we also use a forward-facing camera on the windshield. It's going to continue in this lane until you change lanes manually, take an off-ramp manually. The navigation isn't necessarily integrated into the feature.
I see.
So
Okay.
lane changes are manual. You would manually indicate that you want to shift left or right. Hands back on the steering wheel, change lanes. Once you're centered, the vehicle will offer hands-free once again after you change lanes manually.
Going to be in the right-hand lane. I would normally, whoops. Keep your hands on the
Yeah, so
steering
this is a bit of a sharp curve.
Ooh.
This one and the next one, it's going to keep you safe. It's going to
Sharp
ask you to
turn.
put your
No
hands
offense,
back
that's
on the
not a
steering wheel,
sharp
and I'm glad
turn.
that you
Come on.
noticed that. That's an indication that our immersive cluster with all of its animations is catching your eye. So, and then once it
Okay.
approaches this next one, it'll likely ask you to revert hands-on once again.
I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't have done it on that curve.
Oh, that's probably true.
So there
So
we
here
go.
we are, back in a
That's
hands.
tight.
Now that we're out of that really sharp curve, it'll offer you hands-free again.
That's
Sharp
my
curve.
exit. Is it going to do anything?
No, so you'll need to manually exit here, and now you're in control, fully control the vehicle again now.
Okay.
The UI is just garbage,
so
guys. I
again,
just
with my
don't know.
Tesla,
I like
it'll
the
take me down
dashboard is
here
just.
and then it'll say take over like about here.
Okay.
I do like the Tesla driving experience better, and the reason for that is because I do not have to worry about a sharp or a narrow sweeping curve or whatnot. I've never had the
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, for context, that road, no offense, was not sharp at all. Like that was probably like a 10-degree turn. Okay, I have no problem with legacy autos trying to develop their autopilot, quote unquote, or full self driving technology. But there's quite the double standard, and I think Holmars is trying to get at this. They talk about autopilot, and they're like, don't call it autopilot. You still have to be on, have to have your hands on the wheels, all this sort of stuff, which is great. But they're calling it hands-free Blue Clue system. Like it's just quite the double standard. Also, I was talking with a buddy yesterday. If you guys know, you guys watched my video. I went camping, and we carpooled all into the Model 3, and they were talking about getting new cars and this sort of stuff. And turns out I convinced pretty much everyone there that their next car is going to be a Tesla. We were in a cabin. We had no service. I ran an extension cord from like the front porch to the car, like 40 feet out. It charged like 15-20% overnight, which is like more than enough for us to even hit back to supercharger. Like EVs in general are gonna win, we know that. But I think one thing that one of my buddies said that I'm gonna remember a lot is the UI. He said at the end of the day, his test is if he has a car and he can give it to someone and they can just figure it out, and the UI is not going to lag on them, and the maps isn't going to be annoying, and it's not going to crash on you. Like the Tesla UI is like the Apple is like, he said this. He says Tesla is like the Apple of cars. And we all know this, but to come from like someone that really doesn't care about cars that much, quite honestly, doesn't really care too much about doesn't really care too much about driving and just whatever it is, for him to just be like, yeah, Tesla, it's game over. He hasn't seen anything better. And yeah, I saw a Mach-E in the wild as well. Mach-Es were hilarious. Alcatel tablet. Congrats on the job, Griffin and Boeing. That's awesome. Yeah, it's just old tech, right? Yeah. So William says Sandra Monroe got his money to do his plaid teardown. I got his sticker in all my Tesla. That's awesome. When is that happening? Is that out? Did I miss that? I was away this weekend. I have no idea what's happening. 7:10 on Tesla, folks. We're hitting high of day here. This is the good juju live stream. I got no juju on me, but I got a cup of coffee. All right, got a cup of coffee, and we're gonna watch this live stream here. I promised myself that I would actually get some work done today. So I promised myself that I would not be live streaming all day. Actually, not very long even. But man, it's been like almost 20 minutes, and I'm having a great time. Okay, this is okay. So 7:10:25 for all the audio listeners. We're about 50-60 cents away from high of day here coming up. We're posting good strength. Look at that 1 minute candle volume on that green candle. We just saw a pretty big pop in volume there. Raptor, welcome to the Investor Club on the YouTube membership. Much love, much appreciation to you. On that level, you should get Discord access. Shoot me a message, one way or another to get Discord access. It's just not automatic with YouTube. If you join via Patreon, it should be automatic into Discord. But much appreciation if you want to get Discord access. Chris says this is your new job now. Bro, this is work. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I always told myself, right? You know, when I started this channel, I was like, I'm doing this channel, 710 retest here. I'm doing this channel because I quite honestly consider this like just the most fun thing ever, right? Watching stocks that we love together, rally or dump or news or whatever come out, we can analyze and, you know, is my channel monetized now? Yes, my channel is monetized now. If you haven't seen any ads, or yeah, I guess maybe you can see ads on non-monetized channels too. But Zach, how's it going? But yeah, I mean, the way I look at this channel, quite honestly, is that I want to keep it as free flowing, as informal, as like friendly. Like the community is like you guys tuning in on a random Monday with like 10 minutes notice that I'm going live and commenting, like Rich, Chris, Zach, Sam, Harry, all you guys, right? And maybe girls commenting and doing whatever you can to support the channel. Like that is what makes this channel. It's the community. Uh, LN says, I love that we're smarter than Wall Street. I wish. I mean, here's the thing, Wall Street, right? Whenever you think, and I think my dad told me this when I was younger, he said, if you think you're smarter than Wall Street, you're already dumber than Wall Street, right? You just always assume that you're not as smart as Wall Street. Because I think the funny thing, like, you know, I'm gonna side topic for a hot second. AMC GME, right? If all of the apes out there were researching with the same level, like I have a buddy, okay? I'm just gonna tell you the story about him. He is so into AMC GME, like he thinks everything's manipulation, all this sort of stuff, which maybe it is. To be honest, I'm just kind of ill-informed on it. But I was telling him, I was like, man, how many hours have you put into this? And he was like, man, I've probably put into like every day I'm on Twitter like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. I'm like, wow, okay. And he's like, I'm looking at everything around AMC, GME, trying to figure out what's happening. I'm like, man, if you put that into some sort of other stock or whatever, or, you know, or a high conviction play, do you think you could have netted more money? He's like, yeah, man, I've lost a lot of money on this shit. Here he is, high of day, 712. All that to say is be careful where you put your efforts. Peter says, thanks for doing the live chat and your channel. Thank you, Peter. You're doing a great job with the info, especially the last few months at 550. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate that. Thanks for the hard work. I appreciate all these comments. Thanks, guys. Alex, you have a lot of potential to grow channel. I recommend doing more interviews. Yes, I need to do more interviews. I hear you guys there on that. Emmett says he wants to come back on, which is great. We're going to have Emmett back on. I'm going to hold that little favor card from him at a time where I think some sort of news comes out that we can appreciate his insight and be more timely with. But like you guys have been doing on Twitter, if you guys can let me know and tag the person, because again, I've told you this, I have zero clout. I like zero clout. Okay, you guys know this, right? I'm just like a regular dude. For me to get someone on, man, you're gonna have to pull teeth. No one likes who I am, right? I just have a shit personality. So, and I see you guys putting comments in there. So I'm gonna need some help. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I'm saying. 7/11/56. Saraja needs to come back. Yeah, maybe we can do that. That video is getting a lot of love, and maybe we'll have him on in about let's say end of year again or something like that. But he was definitely a great interview. Sam says, okay, let me try to get Elon on. Appreciate that. Okay, 7/11/41 for the audio listeners. We just hit high of day here at 7/12/13. AMC's up 8% on the day. Nvidia's up 5% again. I'll tell you what, I had out of the money weekly calls for Nvidia at 78 cents that I woke up this morning and they were $3. So I sold those and I bought Roku instead. Roku is up, clearly not as much here. Isn't even on my Roku should be on my watch list. I'm not sure why it is. Palantir's up 3%. Nice. Neo's up 3%. Square's up 3.5%. Nikola's up 4.29%. That's interesting. And BYD was up 4.4% overnight. Yeah, SPY, QQ. Let's check the Nasdaq here for a hot second. What is it sitting at? Yeah, Qs are up 1.5%, and SPY, if I can find it, is up 1%. So we're looking real nice. Martin, what happened? Juju fled today. Indeed. What happened? Okay. I make sure, and if you missed it in the beginning of the stream, I'll say it again. Hey, Jupiter, great suggestion. Mayor Tucker. I've actually DM'd him, Jupiter, and asked him to come on the channel. I've yet to get a reply. Again, no clout. Hashtag no clout. So if you want to tweet at him or let him know via DM or whatever you do politely, right? You can let him know the Juju gang wants him on. I've actually DM'd him about 2 weeks ago at this point. I think he'd be a great interview. Chris says, shout out to you. I should bring the good Juju today. Yes, good Juju today. Man, what was I gonna say? I've got like ADD brain this morning. Let's see here. You guys are hilarious. So like interviews are awesome on the channel, and I think like I definitely want to do more interviews for sure. But let me know in the comments, like what other videos, and maybe this is your first time tuning in on the channel. If this is your first time tuning on the channel, tuning in, hit the subscribe, hit the like if you appreciate the content. Much love. If this is not your first time tuning in on the channel, I'd like to know if you can comment, even briefly, a couple words, sentence or two. What videos do you appreciate the most of when I'm putting out content? I kind of feel like I have a wider variety than I'd like of content. I'd like to know what you guys appreciate in terms of like what sort of content. Is it like the stock market, daily analysis? Is it the options? Is it the interviews? And I get the interviews are popular. Like how can I work on my craft more? AI Day was crazy for sure. Let's be careful because AI Day, right? Again, I think we got to take Elon at his word on this. AI Day, though we should read into it, and it's going to have massive, ripples into Tesla's company into the next 5 or 10 years. Be careful with over analyzing AI Day on a short-term basis. It's a long-term basis play. AI Day is right. Chips, Dojo, all this sort of stuff is going to happen probably. Some stuff is probably there's going to be some pivoting involved, but be careful valuing it for end of this year or something. I've been seeing a lot of tweets coming out for that sort of stuff. Oh, thank you, Worlds. So that was the question: is why is Tesla stock going up today? Model Y deliveries in Europe is my guess is a big portion of the rally today. I think lowering of COVID cases / inflation worries subsiding a little bit might have something to do with it. I think Bitcoin rallying as well. Lewis says options plays around Tesla. Tony says options. Marcus says I'm missing the options analysis sessions. Okay, options, big. I love it. I like the interviews. I agree, George. The interview you did with the Prophet was amazing having back. So interviews, options, new video, new year by Tesla price prediction going out 5 years. Okay. I care less about options, but that's because I'm a lazy investor. Appreciate that. We need more lives. Live interviews is what I like. Yeah, I gotta do more live streams. You guys know I'm lacking on the lives. Tech analysis. Keep it up, brother. Thank you, Elite. Appreciate that. Interviews are always good. Okay, perfect. So the lives, I promise I'll do more lives. But I cannot promise that I'll give a lot of heads up. One of the problems I have is when I have time to go live, I have like 15 minutes that I'm going to go live in. And I feel sometimes guilty going live within like 5 minutes because I know I get a lot of comments after the fact of like, hey, I missed out. I didn't know. I thought it was power hour. So I feel kind of bad. But I guess the only way to boycott that problem a little bit is to put the bell notification on. Because as soon as I think schedule that live stream, I think it should get pinged to your phone. Awesome. Keep it freestyle. Okay. Appreciate that. Again, interviews, love interviews. To be honest, I get a little bit nervous before interviews, but I feel like I'm finding my mojo a little bit. 710 on Tesla, retraced back a couple of dollars from high of day. but yeah, totally down to do interviews. It sounds like you guys want me to get on Mayor Tucker from Twitter. Super financial, on the numbers person on Tesla. Um, let me know in the chat who else. Tasha Keeney, Chris, you know I'm down to interview Tasha Keeney, but I'm not sure. Hashtag no clout. Don't feel guilty. We appreciate whatever you do, whenever you do it. Thank you, Gonzalo. Gonzalo, you're awesome. Always supporting whatever I put out, all the content. Much love to you. Yeah, I should look at Nvidia's blog post on Tesla. I saw some tweets about this last night. Let me pull this up. To be honest, I don't really know what I'm stepping into here, but let's take a look. What do I have to? Whose Twitter should I go to for that? Whatever. I saw it somewhere, but I forget where. Oh, Bart, just got your tweet. Okay, I will send you that. Hashtag no cloud, exactly. Warren Redlick, okay. Yeah. Warren Redlick. Interview him about the Ultra Bull case in Tesla. Yeah. Warren is a fellow Tesla bull. Michael said, I'm currently a diamond hand investor, but I'd like to learn options. Yeah, I mean, diamond hands, when I hear diamond hands, it looks like we're retracing here a little bit sub 10 on Tesla. Diamond hands on Tesla options, perfect pair with that is probably covered calls, Michael. Granted, you have enough equity there, or if we split, because with diamond hands and covered calls, you really, I mean, you don't have to do much. You can go 45 days out to expiration. If you go, hold on one sec here. If you hear drilling, by the way, they're again fixing the patio. Renovations don't stop here. So about 45 days to expiration. So if you look at the options chain, right, and you come into like 39 days out, the October 1st option chain, you can come down to whatever strike you feel comfortable with selling your lot of shares at. And you can say, okay, at 780 on October 1st, I'd be willing to sell 100 of my shares. So you could sell one of these calls and collect about $1,300 worth of premium. If you don't like those odds and you're like, screw that, I'm not selling at 780. But if by October 1st we get to 900, I'll sell. Great. I mean, you could do that play, but you're only going to collect $200, right? You're only going to collect $200. So you have to come in and for your risk reward profile, figure out what it is that you want to sell for your covered calls positions. I actually got a DM this weekend as well or I got a message on Discord about covered calls on Tesla, and I might have a video coming out on it, on covered calls on Tesla, if that's something that you guys want me to talk about. Again, none of this is financial advice, just stuff that you should look into and do your own DD on. Bruce Burnworth for the Ultra Bull interview. Jim, I'm gonna have to Google Bruce. I think I've seen him on Twitter, but is he like a YouTube? Okay, I see the man who 287x'd his. Okay, interesting. I can't say I'm too familiar with him. Spencer says Warren is a Tesla bull. Classic understatement. Tyler says Warren blocked me on Twitter because I'm military. Huh. Wonder why that is. Thanks for your service. Yes, talk about covered calls. Awesome. Perhaps an update on the Leaps video. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I have about 2 Leaps videos done. One is like a case study between if you had bought in Tesla using Leaps or bought in Tesla using shares at the bottom of the market in COVID, at the height of COVID in spring of 2020, and the P&L analysis there. I mean, spoiler alert, it's Leaps are going to win, duh. The point of the video isn't that. The point of it is to really show the power of options trading. So there's that. And I think I did one a couple months ago where like IV was sitting at like 1. Or IV percentile was sitting at 1, and I talked about long-term benefit of Leaps. Chris says someone knowledgeable about FSD. Ooh, yeah, that could be good. Who would be not knowledgeable about FSD? Dave Lee. I'd have to kind of be someone that uses FSD, right? Boyle says, thanks for your service, depending on which military you're in. That's true. That's true. I should probably caveat that. Lex Friedman broke down AI Day pretty well for anyone interested, says Zach. Yes, that's on my watch list. I'll get Lex on. No big deal. Emmett, yes. I don't think Emmett has full self-driving. I could be wrong, though. But I don't think he has full self-driving. Dr. Know-It-All, you guys are saying. Okay. I'll put that on my list as well. Okay, great. Yeah, so at the end of the day here, I'd be happy with a close above. Let me just check the daily levels here for a hot second. A close above 700, I am happy with. Again, 700 is the psychological level. That's the first level I was looking at to break. And I will here. I'll just read out what I tweeted last night. If you want to follow me, go ahead. Man, where was it? Oh, I replied to someone saying this. 700 and 730 are the two levels I'm watching. Okay, break and hold past 730, 780 is coming fast in my opinion. Futures are spicy indeed. Yeah, futures were really awesome last night. So 700 is the first level. Rarely do you see stocks, especially in the S&P 500, like Tesla, break through that many levels all at once unless there's a massive catalyst happening. So all in all, a 700 above close today, I am happy with. At a weekly level, the reason why I was bullish on this week, and I tweeted on Friday saying I'm happy we closed above 685, was because this is the weekly these are the weekly candles on Tesla. The way I look at the weekly candles is as long as we finish above the 9-week moving average, which at yesterday or last week was 675, we should be bullish moving into the following week. Again, at a weekly level, again, 730 is that level to look at once we consolidate post 700. First, Tesla needs to prove to us that it's going to stay above 700. And maybe that involves a retest of 700 to prove to the market that 700 is not a flimsy hold. Yes, we're extended a little bit. This is the 5-minute. Wow, I had Chrome up the whole time. Sorry. This is the 5-minute. Right. Yes, we are extended a little bit post that. So a retrace back to 700 might be in the cards. I would not be upset if that happened as long as we hold. But back to my point about daily, or back to my point about weekly, these are the weekly candles. Okay. And sorry, my Twitter was covering it last time, so I'll show you again. This was last week's candle, right? Kind of a hammer candle, still red though, but closing above the 9 moving average, or the 9 weekly moving average, was nice. So we closed at 680 bucks, I think, last Friday, 681 or something like that. So that's why I was bullish last week. This week, again, 730 is the level to look at to break. I don't think we get there right away though, but it is a Monday. Stuff happens. Gideon says, Dave Lee. Yes, I'm down to interview Dave Lee, but I don't think Dave does too many interviews, to be honest. And by the way, if you want to support Dave, he's doing this really awesome. He's trying to help people get out of Afghanistan, namely, I think, women in danger. So if you don't know what's happening in Afghanistan, read up on it. But it's terrible what's happening. So a lot of displacement happening there. A lot of people trying to get out. Special visas needed. Even with that, it's hard to leave. So if you want to help in that cause at all, and I think it doesn't have to be monetary, if you have time on your hands as well, look at Dave's Twitter and reach out to him. You got to appreciate a guy like Dave, right? A guy that has pretty much all the resources that he'd need in the world, all the family time that he could probably afford. He could do whatever the hell he wants, probably, likely. And he is taking his spare time to help people in Afghanistan, get out safely. You got to respect people like that. James Duma. Yes, that's yes. Do you guys think this is the problem I have? Maybe you guys face this problem as well with imposter syndrome a little bit, right? You guys are throwing out names. I love pretty much all these folks. I just feel like imposter syndrome is real with me, where I feel like who am I to be able to get an interview like that? But you guys are probably right. I should probably reach out. Like we say, if you never ask, the answer is always no. How's it going, Abel? I was just showing your tweet. Let's see here. Dojo is Tesla's attempt to get away from Nvidia, same as every other company spending money on trading. If you want comps on ASIC companies' total addressable market, take a look at Cerebius valuation. Interesting. Thanks, Matt, for that comment. Interesting. Yeah. So, okay, 7:10. Let me pull up the 5 minute again. Again, we were extended a little bit on the 5 minute. We are retracing back to the 9 EMA, but let's be careful. For us, especially chasing premium here is tough. I always, I don't like chasing premium in the new trading ways of Tesla at this point. Like, I wouldn't chase premium for this week at all. Probably on Tesla. It could end up being the wrong move, but personally, I wouldn't do it, especially because it's a Monday. Martin says rebrand Dojo as Juju. Martin, that is amazing. You got to figure that out. Maybe I got to tweet at Elon or DM him or something. If you guys don't know, Elon is definitely Team Juju. Chris sent me a photo of Elon wearing a Juju t-shirt. By the way, oh man, hold on, let me try to find it right here. Here it is. This is not Photoshop. I'm not lying. This is not Photoshop. Chris sent me this. And he even sent me the video of this. He's wearing a shirt with what looks like to be a Juju on the left shoulder or on the left chest, right by the heart. He's part of the Juju gang, confirmed, 100%. So, and Chris even sent me the video of where it actually plays in. Let me see if I can find that video. By the way, I got bucket hats coming out this week. I got some comments. Yash, can you do bucket hats on your merch? Yes, I got an email. No joke. I got an email 4 days ago, 5 days ago, maybe at this point, from Spring, who does all the merch for the channel. Link is in the description, saying bucket hats. Thanks for subscribing. Bucket hats are in flavor again. It's part of the simulation. It's nuts. It's just crazy. Thank you, Marco. I appreciate that. Let me pull up that video. Let me try to find it again here. It's nuts. It's right here. So it's Elon with his mom, and he's rocking Juju. Thank you, Paco. Zach says, might have to cop a bucket hat. I'm gonna try to design it. Like any requests of like, would you want the Juju on the front brim, on the front, on the back? Like, let me know. You guys know your boy is not a graphic designer, so I have zero clue how to do this. But T-Mex says, thanks for the super chat. T-Mex, $7.15 for the stock price. Let's go. Bucket hat Juju. Let's do it. Hold on, let me just pause the music on here. So this is the video. Let me just pull up what timestamp you sent me. 3:42. Okay. 3:42. Check this out. Boom. That was it. But actually, I think him and Kanye actually have a video together. There we go. What a find. Only in the Juju community will you be able to find stuff like this.
Bucket hat Juju.
Thank you, T-Mac. Again, what's Juju, says Randy. Well, okay. Juju, the Juju gang is us. It's us together. It's our community. And the reason for why it's an orange is because early on in the days of this channel, when I would be live streaming, and maybe I should take off my DMs. In the early days of when I'd be live streaming on this channel, there seemed to be like this, simulation algorithm going on where whenever I'd be eating any type of citrus, oranges, mandarins, grapefruit, I don't know, whenever it was, somehow Tesla would continue to run. So what I said was, this orange is good Juju. And then from that point, you guys started eating citrus, Tesla started rallying, it was good vibes all around. Mind you, we've been eating Juju and Tesla's been falling too. So, it's not a surefire tactic, but it's good enough for me. Chris says front Juju, but you can still tilt it. So you mean like on the brim? Might be fire if the Juju was on the top. You guys gotta be more specific, man. Like, you guys mean like on the front, on like on my forehead type stuff, or on the brim? Because like, man, my design game is weak, so I'm gonna need some help. I might have to ask my buddy. Um, that's the proof. He is watching. Yeah, to be fair though, I mean, uh, yeah, that definitely has to be older than probably the channel. But I did get these vibes that Elon was watching that day when we were doing that live stream before earnings call, because I was like, someone was like, Elon is just followed 105th person, and then he unfollowed them within like 2 seconds after I was started talking about it. And everyone's like, "Do you think Elon's in the stream?" I was like, "No, definitely not." And I was like, "Elon, if you're in the stream, give us a hint." And someone commented and said, "Elon's on the PJ right now on the way over to California before earnings call, or I think he was on the private jet all over to on his way to Austin." And I was like, "Give us a hint." And Elon like retweets this SpaceX thing out of nowhere. I'll live on that narrative. Who cares? Okay. Randy says, "Hey, I'm a Juju man too. Awesome. Welcome to the gang." Branding should be on the front forehead side. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it, says Nishan. That's true. Orange is the new green, not the brim. Okay, on top of the hat, like the top. Okay, got it. Okay. Run a Twitter poll and design. That's a pretty good idea, Paco. And then under the brim on the back. Ooh, under the brim. That's some heaty stuff. Okay. Top forehead. And then also on the inside of the hat for some good branding. Lie the tallest portion of your body if you're standing with your arms by your side. Lie the tallest portion of your body. Juju means we're positive. For those that don't know, that we're just hidden for the opposite reason. We're here to have fun, not space to be negative. Absolutely, yes. Good Juju only in this chat, please. You guys are awesome. So let's see here. So 709 on Tesla. Again, if we like the tallest portion of your body, if you're, yes, got it. Cool. I'll put out a couple of designs on Twitter, and we'll get some feedback. But man, I'm ordering a couple of those for sure. I gave away my other merch to my folks, or to my dad specifically. I wonder if he's gonna wear that Juju sweater. But I'm gonna have to order another one. Your boy's gonna have to order extra large. I'm telling you, if you normally order large, order extra large from the merch. I'm just telling you, it fits a little bit tight. It fits a little bit tight. All right, so 708, 709 pretty much on Tesla as we're sitting here right now. You guys are a blast. Let's see where this goes. Again, over 700. I am stoked for close today. Do we retest 700? It's probably likely at some point today we probably dip back down to retest, and then let's see if that dip gets bought up. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. But remember, today is a Monday, so the risks really are on a Monday. The market makers like to rally stocks to have retail chase premium, especially in quieter weeks. But that being said, the volume is pretty decent today. The volume sitting at it's almost it's 15.2 million already shares traded. So you can't really argue on some days we tune in at this time and volume would be like at 5 million and Tesla would be up 3%, and that's a little bit more suspicious, right? Dan says Juju wife beater. Dan, that's so funny. So we went camping this weekend and I've shown all the boys all the merch and the Juju stuff. And that's exactly what they said, is that they'd buy merch. They'd buy a couple of these like really juiced up tank tops, the ones that have like those really like D-bag ones. No offense to anyone that wears them. Maybe I do too. But the really skate, like the muscle man tanks. And that's what they wanted. So maybe there's a market for that. I don't know. All right, guys. Much love. This live stream went about half an hour longer than I probably thought it was, but that's because you guys are awesome. Much love. Let's see how Tesla goes towards the end of the day. Again, let's see 700 post, 700 up break. I am happy. I'm happy on the day. Again, get your 2 free stocks with Webull if you want. I'll throw the link in the description. I'll buy one if you're rocking on street, says Nishan. Oh man, are you talking about the tank? All right, I might have to get juiced up or come post workout or something. Much love, everyone. Live stream closing out. Hit the subscribe on your way out. Hit the like on your way out. Do whatever you want or don't. I don't care. Leave me a comment. I read all of them usually. And much love. Without you guys, none of this is possible. Good Juju only. Positivity only. Let's see how the day ends up. Take care, guys. Peace.